Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a Rating Your Doomstack video covering a Wargrove of Woe Feral Bear Doomstack. So Feral Bears are a unit that only Dryker can recruit, and I suppose Rakarth can get them as well, although his variant is like Polar Bears. So this is a unit that you can't just recruit naturally. You have to go into a region and just see if they're available and then just pull them out, sort of like the Raise the Dead mechanic. We've also got a Branch Wraith of Life, a Glade Captain, and a Malevolent Tree Lord of beasts here. But we want to rely as much as possible on the Feral Bears. So I'm going to put this on here. And let's jump in here and see what we can do. Going up against Empire, they've got a lot of anti-large infantry, and our forces are anti-large monsters. So I think he's chosen a good enemy to test this up against. There's no way this is going to be a 10 out of 10 Doomstack, right? Because we're only going up against 2 full stacks, and I already know that this is not going to be a necessarily easy fight. In fact, it kind of feels a little bit like a disaster battle. But just because it can't take on 4 full stacks doesn't mean it's not a Doomstack. It largely comes down to how convenient it is to recruit all this stuff, how cheap it is. You know, a lot of different factors. Alright, so what we want to do here, I think, just put these in reserve. And Feral Bears just wait over here for the time being. Now, we could just charge at them right at the start. That would be the smart thing to do. If it was a disaster battle, that's exactly what I would do. But we got to keep in mind it isn't a disaster battle. It's a Rating Your Doomstack, so we kind of should let them get a little bit organized, I suppose.
Hand of the forest.
So I'll wait. Which is not the right thing to do. I should go charge at them, but we want to test this out. Because if we go charging in on this, it's not even a full stack. We'll just be able to stomp it quite easily. So Feral Bears, they've got Woodsmen, so fighting in the trees could be okay for them. Let me have a look here. They still take a debuff in the trees. Yeah, they're not forest spirits. They've got Frenzy and a bit of physical resistance. So that will help. Alright, just let them get organized. Now, the enemy's going to take a defensive position here, it seems. Because I think we're the attacker. So what we want to do, if we want them to not have a defensive position, I'll send the Glade Captain in to just shoot them a bit, and then they'll start charging at us. Now, when using a fast army, going up against, you know, balanced sort of forces here, the priority for which units you should take out first are the fast units and the missile units. You want to sort of, as much as possible, avoid the melee infantry, unless they're really vulnerable. The reason for that being is that they're the lowest value units. The speedy units will prevent you from being able to hit and run, and the crossbows and guns and stuff, they'll be the ones that's doing all the damage for free on you. So you want to make sure you prevent that. Okay, they're charging at us now. Now this map here is also not particularly great for us because it's kind of small. Cavalry armies do best when they're going up against like a really large sort of flat map. Okay. What I'm going to do here is going into 2 groups. I found this works pretty well. Because what ends up happening is that the AI will split up their army into 2 groups. And usually send a stronger force against one of your groups. And a weaker force against the other one. And so what you want to do is split up their army. And then get your forces back together before they can. And then hit the smaller, weaker force. Because if we go attack this head on here, we will definitely lose. You know, we don't have much armor. They've got okay stats, but they're just going to get bogged down here, especially on very hard battle difficulty.
Glade Captain. Blessing of Karnos.
So we can see here they're starting to split up their forces. It'd be good to take out the stubborn bulls, for sure. Just need them to get away from the rest of their troops over here. Also, this one here has got Possessed by the Trickster God, so that'd be good for a bit of extra melee defense while they're fighting. So it looks like there's going to be a fight over here. I do want to fight their cavalry. Let's do that, but I don't want to be here for too long. See how loads of their forces are coming over this way? This is what we want.
To arms!
Because we're anti-large, we should be pretty good against all these cavalry here.
Blade Captain!
And the extra melee defense, that helps as well. Yeah, that's a problem. So we want to be done with this quickly. Okay, they're... Okay, I need to go around this way. They've actually got us blocked off. I need to come over back this way. Now we're going to have a hard time actually pulling out. So I need these ones to come over here, and someone needs to go take out these missile units. But so far, we're not taking too much damage. Okay, what I'll do is the Glade Captain is try to get these missile units to fall back a little bit. These guys need to go this way. See, if I charge at them, they should activate their skirmish mode.
Blade Captain!
At least a little bit, to stop them from shooting at our bears. This is not what we want here. We do not want to be fighting their spearmen. Wasn't supposed to land there. Move. But I'm not going to be able to leave while all of these bloody cavalry are here, because they just won't let us move. Come on, guys, get moving. It might have been better to have a spell singer. Oh, that being said, you're playing a striker. It's difficult to get spell singers. Right, let's move. We got rid of most of the cavalry here, but yeah, we do not want to be fighting their spearmen. It's not good. Now, bears, typically speaking, don't have that much pushing power, so they can get stuck on melee infantry a fair bit. We saw all these units here that are lagging behind. This is what we want. Okay, now charge into this group over here. You keep harassing them, and you guys turn back around and fight. With all of our army attacking here, we should be able to handle the melee infantry quite easily. Okay, no, you stay above them here to give that extra melee defense. So we're taking a bit of damage here. They're definitely a bit squishy.
Bring them down!
So I'm going to get rid of these crossbows. At the very least, just chase them away.
Glade Guard Commander!
Right, get really into the thick. We've got them flanked here, got them surrounded. Okay, I really need to bloody heal. Taking a lot of casualties. Okay, at least we don't have any missile units shooting at us, so this is fine here. And the thing is, because there's just so many enemy units on the battlefield, it's just difficult to maneuver around them. Especially because their army can fit up like 3/4 of the bloody length of the field. I can't do anything about him. Don't even bother trying. Because the thing is, unless we absolutely kill him, doing damage to him isn't going to matter that much. So we just have to suck that up for now. Good. Over here, we've definitely won this engagement.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, and we need to help out over here against those Reichsguard. This is more or less dealt with. Just get out of this blob. And yeah, bears do get stuck.
Now we hunt!
Now, I'd like to pull out, but we have to wait until we can actually safely do that. And I need to kill off these cavalry here first. I think that's some of their last cavalry, so that's good. So once they're gone, we should be able to pull out without too much difficulty. But all these missile units here, it's still not favorable for us.
Highborn Captain
Come on, come on,
ready!
come on, come on. And this one here as well. Get rid of that.
Glade Captain! Glade
Alright, let's get out of here.
Commander!
Charge at this one. And we need to go find a pit stop.
Glade Captain!
Just run right through them.
Orion's
You gotta keep
Saxon!
issuing the order over and over again, because you can see here, they do get stuck.
I cannot
Because with all the
fail.
melee infantry now catching up, we're gonna get bogged down massively. Now, I've taken a few casualties, but there's still a lot of healing that we can do here.
Following the trail.
But at the same time, we don't want to rely on the wizards. We definitely could have had them close by and just blobbed up and used Dwellers Below. But like I said, we're here to test
Lady
the
of Lauren.
bears.
Captain
And if we just do
repositioning.
magic to win the entire battle, well then, we're not really testing this out very much.
Glade Captain!
Yeah, like I said, they do get stuck. And you can keep issuing the move order as much as you want, and some of them will just remain stuck. But still, this is worth it to get back over here so we can get them split up again. Here we go. Okay, we've made it over here. Let's get some healing done. Yeah, quite a few bears are stuck. I can't do anything about it, they're just stuck.
Glade Captain!
Yeah, they're just gonna get killed. I can't do anything about that. But like I said, if we had stood and fought, we would have taken even more casualties.
To arms!
Okay, fair few missile units over there. But I think what we need to do here is split up into 2 groups again.
Glade Captain!
So yeah, bears get stuck pretty damn easily, which is not a good thing. Still there fighting. So what we're going to do here, split up into 2 groups again
Captain!
to split up their melee infantry. Because we're anti-large, if they've got local superiority in an area, we'll take massive amounts of damage if we're not careful.
Glade Captain! Glory of the hunt!
So come up through here, we're going to do is split them up again. But I'd say, overall, we got the better of them on that little engagement. Try to get as much healing in as possible. Because yeah, dwellers below and there, finish the entire battle really easily.
Target acquired!
So we definitely should have the wizard in the army, but we shouldn't rely on it completely here. This guy here is on a fast mount, so I need to get rid of him because he keeps eating my ass. But since he only got 6 kills, he didn't really do his worth. So let's go. Just get him out of there. Get him out. Get him out. We do not want to get bogged down here. Just keep moving.
The great hunt!
Come on, it's starting to get around. At least all their fast units appear to have left.
Let's have ya!
Come on. Oh boy, do these guys get stuck. So what's their mass? 1,600. Back off there. Seems like they're sending everything against this group, which is fine, because the group over here, that's going to be absolutely nothing. Just get them away from the rest of their army. It'll be easy.
My glorious duty!
Yeah, that's going to be really easy to deal with. Good, they don't have any more cavalry remaining, so we've got the full speed advantage now. So the next priority, get rid of all their missile units. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to take the units that have fallen below 10 bears and get them out of it. No more fighting for them, they're done. Because what we want to do is try to keep our casualties fairly evenly spread out so that the downtime is minimal. Right, let's just charge in over here. Good amount of gap between them all.
Glade Captain!
Bring these guys around to assist. They get 1 or 2 volleys off on us, but for the most part they don't do very much.
The hunt begins!
Alright. Get a little bit of healing here and there. Nothing spectacular. That one over there is quite tired, so using a regrowth on it could be good. Okay, now that they don't have any cavalry, I can bring the branch wraith out and just outrun the enemy. And it's also got befuddlement of mischief, so if anyone gets too close, I can get rid of them. I mean, just pin them down. There we go, that'll recover all of its fatigue. Good, ate up all those archers easily enough. Okay, 2 groups again, let's get going. Okay, these ones here, they're done for the battle. Just go sit in the forest and wait. Actually, no, sit over here. That way someone might actually go chase after them.
Orion sends me.
Okay. Using groups to organize which bears are going which direction.
Hunting.
Because yeah, once again, we still don't want to just charge in here. They're spread out a fair bit, but we want to spread them out a bit more. Because yeah, when the enemy outpowers you, the way to take it out is by taking it out little bits at a time. Attacking it head on will only work if you've actually got the advantage and the game just doesn't think you do. So for example, when you've got small single entities and like massively overpowered magic.
Blade Captain.
Which is why you can send like hero doomstacks just straight up into melee and just cast spells and it's no big deal.
The woods
But you can't do that
rage.
with monstrous cavalry like this. They get slaughtered. Okay, good. These ones coming around over here, those are the ones I reckon we can avoid. We charge down the hill, smash pretty much all of these units here. We might cause the army losses then.
Hand of the forest.
A little bit longer. Okay, let's start charging. Starting from there and from over here. So you go to that way. So just that way.
Talon of Karnos.
No, do not want to fight the melee infantry, only want to fight the archers. Try to avoid the missile units. Sorry, the melee units.
The great hunt.
Try to have her fly above them, but not actually land. Okay, too many melee units there, pull them back.
The woods rage.
Yeah, look at that. They get stuck pretty easily. You gotta be careful.
Blade Captain.
Not to say that you can't fight the melee infantry, but you gotta have like your entire army fight just like one unit. And smash them up really quickly.
Highborn Captain.
Whereas
ready.
if we fought into this group here, we'll just take so many casualties because each of our bears will be surrounded pretty quickly.
Talon of Karnos.
That's it. God, they're routing pretty quickly. We must have like a fair few forest spirits attached to the army that's reducing their leadership. Oh, God, this unit here got stuck. Come on, get out, get out, get out. So tempting to pop down a dwellers below there. So this one here, when it rallies, I'll put it into this group. Just keep it out of the way now.
Setting off.
Alright, there's only a handful of archers left. So we should be okay just charge on in. I think the bouncer power is enough in our favor that we can just deal with this now.
Eradicate them.
You stay out of it. Sit and charge them into the rear. And there's the army losses. Cool. So no units got wiped out. Bit of damage here on this one, but that's the only one that fell below half strength. And we didn't need to use any of our powerful magic for damage, which we could have to make this a lot easier, especially in the early parts of the battle. But we didn't need to do that. So considering what we're up against, it's a decent Doom stack. But let's look at how building this on the campaign map translate to how viable it actually is. Because I imagine that getting all of these bears could take a little while, because you've got to have availability. You can't just recruit them straight into your army. As in, like from a province, you know, just spam them. You know, there might be 1 or 2 in a region, and then you have to move to a different province to find any more, and then there might not even be any in that province. Replenishes pretty easily through this, so that's good. Alright, let's have a look. So first thing to look at is, do they even get boosted through Lord skills? He didn't go down the red line at all. Let me just check this. Eternal Guard. Yeah. Right, doesn't seem like anything boosts them. No, nothing boosts them. So that makes sense to not go down the red line. It's only a rank 18 Lord as well. Right. So they can't be boosted very much. Getting them, in terms of availability, what are the conditions needed? So, 10% chance. There's a 10% chance for one of these units to become available next turn. It doesn't tell you what is the requirement. Maybe they'll just show up. They could be anywhere, essentially. Right. So there's nothing you can do to boost them, apart from just gaining levels up. Okay. And the upkeep cost, okay, let's have a look at that. Feral Bears, I'm just going to, global, yeah. So, at 258, what is the cost on some of these other units? Let me just... 130. Bit cheaper on hers. And you can't put any of these on them. Okay, I'd say in terms of practicality, it's not very practical at all. I'd say that recruiting these sort of bears is probably best to be done in emergency situations. Like if you see an enemy coming towards one of your settlement, you just recruit whatever, you know, forest animals are available, rather than having a spam of them. I don't think it's necessarily a good call. So practicality, I'd say, is very low. In terms of strength, kind of medium low. Yes, it took out 2 full stacks, but for a Doom stack, that's kind of the bare minimum. Lol, bare minimum. But they handled it. In terms of ease of use, you do need to know how to use a cavalry-based army, which requires some degree of micro. You know, you don't have to be a StarCraft level player, but you do need to be able to do a couple of clicks. You know, it's not as easy as just getting a whole bunch of heroes, making 1 click, and then just waiting for 4 armies to die, sort of thing. So, in terms of Doom stacks, it's not great, but you can definitely make it work. If this is something that you want to do in your campaign, it's fine. But, you know, it's not great in terms of upkeep. The availability of them's not great. You can't boost them at all. Through your Lord skills or anything. It's just not a great Doom stack. But I appreciate it being sent in. It just comes down to whether or not you enjoy using Feral Bears. And the thing is, as the Wood Elves, you've definitely got anti-large options already available in the Zoat category. Although the Zoats, or Zoats, they aren't quite as quick. But they've also got way more missile resistance, and they've got magic spells available to them, and you can boost them a fair bit. So if you're looking for like a faster anti... Actually, let me have a look to see how much speed Zoats actually have. Where do we recruit them from? We can get them as this faction. Yeah, there they are. So their speed is 67. Okay, so they're a fair bit slower than bears. These ones here speed 86. These ones speed 94. What's increasing their speed? I'm actually not sure what's doing it. We also had this, giving us extra weapon strength, right? But these brutal business stuff, they show up all the time, so that's fair enough. Right. That's really the only thing you can do to boost them. Yeah, so it's not a great Doom stack, I think. I think if you want to do something like that, you might actually be better off with Zoats. Actually, let me have a look at the upkeep cost on a Zote. Oh, they are more expensive. Right. So it is cheaper than Zotes. But their their overall weapon strength is higher than a bear. Plus they've got more armor and the ability to regen without needing a wizard. Plus you got dampening as well, which that could be really good in conjunction with a life wizard if you want to pop down a dwellers below. Really good. So yeah, you don't need to do this. It's just not that practical, but it's still fairly strong. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.